internal professor in Charles. Today I will assess how Internet of Villages and influence access HR sectors in the Vietnam human relations investment and the various challenge using including the human with managers IHRM and management and the firm. Here is the forward operation. First, I will provide overview and explain ULAM's subsidiary complex. Then, I will discuss the key HR challenge focus and ULAM. After that, I will present the field assess HRM framework and followed by recommendation and conclusion. Asia's coup in the South Korea in the Pacific 1969. It employed more than 118,000 staff according over 40 countries. The completion using the Global People Management System and the GPMS, which promote such as HR policy, validation, variance in innovation, and a good harmony. Asia Core expanded including Vietnam to the supporting its global Southeast Asia, particularly in the electronic and the service structure, with the management cultures is into influence and the strongly respect on harvest, which should in supporting entertainment. However, the local workplace is over the more informal and the relationship basis, and this career solve HR related challenges. Several internal or regional issues have affected HR fragmentation in Vietnam. These could including headquarter in control regionally and the marketing, expenditure holding the key leadership roles, the limited and employment managers. Together, these factors conduce and limited global application. In terms of the conclusion, Electrical focus on state employees which show loyal and long-term recommend. However, many freelance workers prefer short-term job security and fast promotion opportunities. As a result, this is what also mechanisms between the company expectation and the performance of local combination. Due to ethical performance of formal hierarchy, communication was of the top down. However, Ulemnick's approach after relieve more impersonal relationship networks in informal problems solvers. This is the creative between managers and employers and with and patient practice next. Ethical promotes long-term career growth and global moment. However, many Vietnam employees turn to perform the short-term financial returns and the company and promotion is too slow. This creates a challenge of employee retention. After vehicle digital and the GPMS and Vietnam with the PAM of the HRO is globally is only achieved upon a success. The system was commonly accepted to some extent because Vietnam also rebelled and the group and go primarily. However, GPMS struggled to work properly in Popol because local employees often promote informal communication, short-term words, and the fast career progression, which were in the fully supported by the GPMS model. For from the field, competitive ethical as many followers and versions achieved by employing the same GPMS system globally. However, due to the local and the internal and difficult and the achieve is also necessary. This means HR policies should be adapted to fit Vietnam local context rather than branded and exactly in same way in the South Korea. Using hosted control methods, Vietnam can be understood in South ways. How power distant, lower deflationary, power shown avoiding multi-maintenance constitution to help expand why Vietnam employ many accepted as agility, but at the same time, but more support and relationship and leadership from the managers. Scopely, Vietnam employer over the place strong direct relationship trust. However, ethical focus more on the company and loyalty and role-based HR system. The difficulty lead to the employee engagement because local employee did not and feel full competitive to HR package transfer from Korea from and the expective Vietnam has the structural and less strongly and fully and regular environment compared with the accommodative. This creates with tension and formal environments and the structural global HR system. Therefore, HR policy in Vietnam need to balance currents, currents and the production and the formal system that controls. Ethical aims to maintain the strong headquarters the control process its global operation. However, the Vietnam case showed the need regions a local response, especially in areas such as procurement, removal and energy, religions from attract and challenge and balancing global integration with local input responsibility. In summary, locally and job as hired into, but they also Korean preparation and the HR process. At the same time, weakening regular stock system make it difficult to apply global standard. This show that successfully information HRM requires more the drug cultures exploratory. It also requires recommendation to local expression and attention conditions. Based on assist, I recommend the following action. Give more HR decision-making power to local term. Using more information of performance basics on the road. After shock the turn incentive. Provide two-ways cultural awareness training. Reduce noise from the expand and promote local leadership. These actions can help improve employee acceptance and HR effectiveness in ULAM. To conclude, ethical must its XR strategy is to the context is order to success internationally. The company should continue maintain core global reference. It also need to adjust HR system to fit local cultures, employer acquisition, and marketing competition. This more hybrid solution can conclude the both strategies and business performance. Thank you for listening.